There are times when the whole world can feel heavy, and there's also times when just your personal world can feel burdensome. So today, whether you feel the weight of things that are happening in our world right now, or you just simply have personal things that are weighing you down, I hope to offer you words of peace and encouragement. Today I'm working on making some tomato sauce from the tomatoes that I picked from our garden, and also shredding up some zucchini to freeze for muffins this coming week. And at the very end, I'm going to even share a Costco grocery haul with you. But right now, let's talk about when the world feels heavy. Whenever big, scary things happen in the world and I feel helpless, I like to remember a couple of things. And one of them is a quote by Elisabeth Elliot. She was a missionary whose husband was martyred, and she had a radio program. My mom used to listen to it when I was a little girl. And one of the quotes that she would often share on her radio program came from an old English poem. And the quote that she would often say is, "Do the next thing." And there's a line from the poem that simply says, "Fear not tomorrows, child of the King. Trust them with Jesus. Do the next thing." Whenever Elisabeth Elliot felt overwhelmed with what was happening, she simply remembered to do the next thing. So my encouragement for you is today, instead of sitting in worry or anxious thoughts, get up and go do the next thing. Whatever it might be, maybe it's just hugging your kids or texting a friend. Maybe it's sweeping the floor or making the bed or saying a prayer or reading a verse. Whatever it is, just do one thing, because once you do that one thing, it's then easier to do the next one thing. After my mom died about 4 years ago, I struggled with a lot of troublesome thoughts, and my world was very heavy at the time. My heart was in turmoil. And, she and I had I don't know how to describe it. It wasn't a difficult relationship, but it wasn't a perfect relationship either. And I just dealt with some feelings from all of that. And I remember one time just praying to God and telling him how I was feeling and how I wished I could say some things to my mom. And a verse came to my mind, which was Psalms 46:10. And it says, "Be still and know that I am God." And I knew at that moment that my heart was not still. In fact, my heart felt like it was in a windstorm being tossed about. And so I decided, since the Holy Spirit had brought that verse to mind, that I needed to read the entire chapter and read the context of that verse. So I turned to Psalm 46. When I read the entire chapter, I realized that the only way for my heart to be still and to know that God is to trust in Him completely. And I love that whole chapter of Psalms 46, so I want to read that to you now. This is in the New Living Translation, but it says, "God is our refuge and strength, always ready to help in times of trouble. So we will not fear when earthquakes come and the mountains crumble into the sea. Let the oceans roar and foam. Let the mountains tremble as the waters surge. A river brings joy to the city of our God, the sacred home of the Most High. God dwells in that city. It cannot be destroyed. From the very break of day, God will protect it. The nations are in chaos, and their kingdoms crumble. God's voice thunders, and the earth melts. The Lord of heaven's armies is here among us. The God of Israel is our fortress. Come, see the glorious works of the Lord. See how he brings destruction upon the world. He causes wars to end throughout the earth. He breaks the bow and snaps the spear. He burns the shields with fire. Be still and know that I am God. I will be honored by every nation. I will be honored throughout the world. The Lord of heaven's armies is here among us. The God of Israel is our fortress. So today, no matter how you're feeling, I would just encourage you to do the next thing and to turn to Jesus, turn to God. He is our hope. He is our salvation. And because I have been requested to share a grocery haul, I did film one recently and I just haven't found a way to fit it into a video. So I'm going to share it here at the end of this video and just say thank you for watching, and I will see you in next week's video. Okay, my house is a bit of a mess right now because I am in the process of adding paint, just doing a touch-up of paint on all the walls in our main living areas. But I had a request from Jamie. She asked if I would do a grocery haul, and so I thought, well, every once in a while I will try to do that. And I just got back from Costco. I think I had the biggest haul I've ever had from Costco, so I thought that I would share with you some of the things that I got. This is not everything I get from Costco, but this is a lot of the regular things that I get. So let's go ahead and go through all of that. Again, here's all my paint mess, but in front of it is what we got at Costco today. So I like to get their flour there. I've started getting that, the unbleached flour, sugar, eggs, and pure vanilla. I used to get the fake stuff, but now I'm trying to stay away from that kind of stuff. Brown sugar, so I had to stock up on baking, as you can see. Got some ground beef, and then for frozen, we were out of all of our frozen fruit. So frozen strawberries, frozen blueberries, frozen cherries, and then we like these chicken breast chunks. They're basically chicken nuggets. They're really good, and they're easy for like a weekend meal. And then grabbed some apples and plums for fresh produce, a gallon of milk, sour cream. My family goes through a lot of sour cream, so that we get the big old container from there. Greek yogurt, and then butter and string cheese. So that was our giant Costco haul. I call it giant. It's giant for me.